Hi Facebook, hi friends. How's everybody doing today? Malaya wants to really fast. Can you say hi? Can you say hi, Dolly? You say Dada? You say Mama? No? You don't want to? Okay, now let me see if I can flip it back around. How is everyone today? I wanted to come on today and just talk about a topic that is no longer near and dear to my heart. It's crap, actually. It's a horrible topic. I'm sad that it's even a topic. But I want to preface it with saying that I know so much about this topic because we were best friends for years. It's a very love-hate relationship. For years, I felt not good enough. For years, I felt like I was just failing my kids. For years, I just laid in the mom guilt and just got it, just rubbed around in the mud of it, just got just really dirty and discouraged and depressed about feeling like I wasn't good enough and, I wasn't doing a good enough job and nothing I ever did was good enough. And I want you to think about that beautiful baby that I just showed and think about, the negative things that we say to ourselves as moms at times. And think about if you would say that to your kids, if you would say that to your best friend, if you would say that to your mom. As I've done more and more personal development, I'm realizing that the mom guilt serves no purpose. And really, you can translate this into anything, right? Guilt about, guilt unless you're doing something very, very, very wrong, really just discourages and depresses us. And so I just wanted to kind of shed some light now that I've seen it from the other side. Sitting in the mom guilt, living in the mom guilt for me just made me a crappier mom, right? Like, getting frustrated with my kids and getting overwhelmed and having, tons of anxiety and, feeling depressed and having insomnia and like just trying to shuffle through my heart. The more mom guilt that I let feed into my brain through those phases, the more discouraged I became, the more miserable I was, the less well I could show up for my kids. You don't inspire or help somebody to be better by kicking them when they're down, right? And that's essentially what we do as moms to ourselves when we're feeding into this mom guilt. You know what? I can look back now and look at those years and realize, wow, I was struggling so much, but I got up every day and I put a smile on my face and I said my prayers. And, if I had an anxiety attack with my kids, we talked about it after and we prayed and, we talked about steps to try and do better. And even though I fell flat on my face the next day, at least I was getting back up. At least I was trying to show up as the mom that I wanted to be. But I can see it on this side now and realize that as we give ourselves credit for what we're doing, for all the good that we're doing, that would have empowered me and it would have helped me through those years and it would have helped me to show up better and to do better. And so that's kind of my message for today is if you are in a season of struggle, your kids may not even see it as much as you think they do, right? Like you're their rock star, you're their hero. They love you no matter what and they want to be with you and they just want you, right? They don't want somebody else. They don't want a skinnier, prettier, more put together version of you. They don't care about any of that. They just want you. And your best is enough. I know for me finding, like some answers to have hormonal balance and not be dealing with crazy anxiety and depression and things like that all the time have helped me tremendously. But then you also have to get to work on your mind, right? You have to decide to show up as the CEO of your home instead of the slave, right? You have to show your children that the whole world doesn't revolve around them, that they get to revolve around the world of your home. They get to learn how to be a team member, right? Not a life sucker, okay? These are things that all things that I did wrong. I grew up getting to care for a severely disabled sister. Her name's Brittany. She's on here. Hi, Brittany. I love you. She has cerebral palsy and she's in a wheelchair. And so I grew up from a very young age looking outside of myself and learning to care for somebody else who, couldn't meet their own needs. And that was a beautiful gift, a beautiful experience. It was a big part of why I am who I am today. Learning to love and serve and care like that. And obviously when you have a baby, there's a huge amount of caregiving. But then at some point, the caregiving becomes enabling, right? At some point, and it was a lot of years ago, and I did it for a lot of years, me trying to spoon feed and wipe everyone's bums and do everything for everybody became bad. It became almost like, I almost want to say like toxic, in the sense that I was not teaching these children to be self-sufficient. I was not teaching them to be problem solvers. I was teaching them that mommy walks through the door and you bring every problem to mommy and I'll fix everything, and oh wait, but then I'm gonna get really overwhelmed, and then, I might freak out because I'm overwhelmed, and it was just this cycle, and it's just not a good cycle. So this is me giving you permission to have a hobby, follow your dream, go get a flipping massage, go to the gym, do whatever it is that makes you happy and fills your cup, because then you're gonna be able to show up better as a mom. Then you're gonna have a more positive outlook, a more positive self-dialogue, right? Negative talk goes hand in hand with mommy guilt, right? Stop it. Just stop it. If you catch yourself having a negative thought, change it. You catch yourself having a negative thought, think about, would I say this to my baby? Would I say this to that cute little squish over there? No, you wouldn't. So don't say it to yourself, because you're a child of God too. You matter too. Your happiness, your health, your priorities, all of that matters too, because what it's gonna do, it's gonna make you feel like a person, first of all, because you are a person. Moms are people too, right? And then it's gonna help you to have the passion and the energy and the happiness and the ability to show up as an example for your children, right? Because being a mom doesn't mean being a slave. It shouldn't. I thought it did for a lot of years. I really did. I played into that little, suck fest for a lot of years. It doesn't mean that. It means being a cheerleader. It means, teaching your kids skills to be able to be self-sufficient and help out. And that kitchen's messy, set a timer, get everybody's butts in the kitchen and have them all help you, because you're not the slave, you're the CEO. In fact, you know what? If you want to sit and read a book and set a timer and tell the kids to go in there, then maybe you should do that. So that is my message for today. If you're dealing with a lot of mom guilt, I just want you to just cut it out, because you're enough. Those kids were chosen to be your kids for a reason. They needed you to be their mom. They didn't need me. They didn't need somebody else. They didn't need somebody who's, X, Y, or Z, whatever it is you're telling yourself that is better than what you are. They came to you, and they needed to come to you. And so I want you to think about that. And then I want you to think about how you can show up as your best version of you. I'm so tired of moms thinking, well, I don't have time to take care of myself, or I don't have time to, and I said this to myself for years. That there just wasn't time. I just had to feel like crap and take care of everybody else, and I didn't matter, and my health didn't matter, and my needs didn't matter, and you know what that does is it just sucks the life out of you. And that's, your kids having a shell of a person as their mom doesn't serve them. It doesn't. You finding what fulfills you and doing little bits of that to be able to show up better for them, that's not selfish, it's necessary. So I have a little one that needs me. Notice I didn't run right away. I might have, but I wasn't done with my message. So have a great day and just cut the guilt.